It is Wednesday, June 21st, 2023, and today we're going back to the past with a couple of the great WWF characters of the 80s, 90s. Earthquake versus Atom Bomb. If you remember, Atom Bomb and Earthquake, they were two of the crazy characters of the WWF. I think Earthquake came in the late 80s into the 90s, and Atom Bomb was part of the 90s. There was a lot of crazy characters in the 90s, like Skinner and the Berserker. I actually enjoyed them. There was a lot of really cool characters too. Nails, and so they had IRS and Hakushi. And who remembers these guys? All these guys. It was like, I guess, the early mid '90s characters before Stone Cold and The Rock really got going late '90s with the Attitude Era. They had all these great characters that I enjoyed them. It was a lot of fun. It was a fun time. They had Bastion Booger and Friar Ferguson. I think that was the same guy, I think, too, that played them. And of course, Doink. Doink's actually in the game. But I just took these two characters, the Atom Bomb and the Earthquake, and threw a match together here, just having some fun with this game. But there was a ton of great characters. What characters you remember from that time period of 90, 90, I don't know, 92, 93, 94, in there? There was all kinds of characters, Quang, and because there was Papa Shango, who went on to be the Godfather. And I'm trying to think of the other great characters they had back then. It was fun. I enjoyed all the different characters. And they had of course the tag teams, the Godwins, the Head Shrinkers, the Smoking Guns, the I forget who else, but it was just a great time. The early '90s there, I enjoyed it. It was kind of after when Hogan. It was kind of the end of Hogan's run, and before he went to WCW there, and they just had all these. They were just kind of just thinking up all these great characters. It was fun. So we'll see who wins this match. I figured I put Earthquake. Earthquake was a part of a tag team too with a. He was Tugboat Thomas and became Typhoon. It was Typhoon and Earthquake, the Natural Disasters tag team. Who remembers the Natural Disasters tag team? That was cool. And the Earthquake was part of the oddities later on in WWF. And he went to WCW also, like everybody did. But Earthquake and Hillbilly Jim have something in common. They were both like discovered in the they had the storyline where they were discovered in the crowd. They were sitting in the front row, and they'd show them for weeks and go, "Who is this guy? Who is this guy?" And they finally got involved in wrestling. It was Hillbilly Jim and Earthquake both did that. They were like sitting in the front row, and they keep putting them on camera. And Vince McMahon would be like, "Who is this guy?" And then they'd go on to be top wrestlers in pro wrestling. Hillbilly Jim had a LJN figure in the Earthquake. I think Earthquake came in '88 or '89. I can't remember. And they went into the '90s. And Atom Bomb was a character was in the '90s. I forget when he was in there, but he was part of the all the crazy characters that they were doing then. Trying to think of more characters. You see, leave a comment. What guys you remember from that time period, like '90 to '95 in there when they were getting real creative with everybody there. And the Undertaker is the most successful that came out of that time period. Who came in? Who had a really like a real strong gimmick. They weren't just their name and that was it. There was nothing to them. They all had a really crazy character. I mean, the '80s into the early '90s, they were really with the characters like that. They didn't have a name. There was an Earthquake and the Atom Bomb. They didn't have like a regular. They weren't like Joe Smith. Oh, Earthquake beats Atom Bomb. There we go. That was it. Nice match. I don't have match 5 minutes or so. I hope you enjoyed the match, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.